Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Tesla stock. So let's do the price action analysis on Tesla and let's identify the potential moves. As for the levels to watch going in tomorrow, is Tesla going to sell off, or is it going to stay in the distribution phase here, or do we have a potential structure that we can continue higher? Because as for this week, as I said, guys, look, if like most likely Tesla is going to stick around over here, and that's what I mentioned. And through the distribution phase, if Tesla has to continue higher, we have to see structural areas of break to the upside and got us closed strong over here. This is something I talked about over the weekend as well. Otherwise, the safest window this week to trade would be something along the lines I provided, $240 to $265. And we have been just doing zigzag in that area, right? So let's talk about all of that in this video. We do have a whole market pretty much sell off today, quite deep red, except Intel. It's funny. I mean, it's still red, but it closed positive from the last day closing price. But you can see quite a deep red day. Tesla at one point was doing great, did go up as well. Tesla today in the morning, right? But then started to just give up for the rest of the day. But anyways, so before going further, guys, let's also please keep in mind that nothing is financial advice in this video. It's only for education purposes. Please do your own thing. I'm just sharing here my opinion, nothing more than that. Okay, so first thing first. We are still technically in the bullish structure up here. Structure is not bearish on Tesla. Now, this, if it has to become a distribution phase, it is most likely looking like, yes, it's turning into a distribution phase. But do we have a confirmation of that yet? No, not quite so, because I'll provide you the levels, because above that, this is just a continuation to the upside, right? But this is the level to watch, like 240 pretty much. If we start to lose this, as I said in my video yesterday as well, I don't expect Tesla to just crack below. I do expect this thing to eventually get bought back up again with the 20 days moving average coming down here. Just the way this green candle has come over here, it gapped lower and got bought back up, and you can see it's still doing fine compared to the rest of the market. We do, as I said, we do have a sell-off, but things are not fully bearish. So give it $240, but negativeness on Tesla would come once it starts to lose 20 days moving average, and then it would be, sorry, yeah, it would be $240 to $234 fully. Like if this zone, it can lose to the downside. Let me mark this actually. If Tesla loses this zone of blue box together with the 20 days moving average, then that's a break of the structure on this. And the reason is that because this is the demand zone. This area is a demand zone here because gap down after that red sell-off, and then it went up, right? So got bought back up and then retested that same area 265. That, as how I expected, is we will be doing that, and then it's in the proximity of that supply zone and is selling off. And because also the reason that it is extended, right? So right now though, it's technically in the distribution phase, and we have to see if it continues to break the levels to the upside, and the downside level I already provided you here. So let's go to the hourly interval. All right, let's talk about a couple of things over there. So daily, technically we are still in the bullish structure, and on the hourly interval we are also above 200 hours moving average. All right, so technically we are still, all in all, in bullish structure, guys. You can see today any buying that happened also happened around the same yesterday pivot buying area, right? So is intraday short? Yes, that's fine. It came, we went up, failed, rest of the market starts selling off. Then you can see we broke one of the significant level, 252. We went to the next significant level. So you can still trade intraday short if you like, but overall structure hasn't changed yet. We are still above 200 hours moving average. Levels to watch from here, if we lose this 246 to 245 area, I would just say be very careful. We have 200 hours moving average here. If Tesla only breaks 200 hours moving average, then only intraday short can continue into the blue box. Otherwise, no. This area with 200 hours moving average and 245 can still keep Tesla bullish to the upside. So this is the deciding zone for tomorrow, 245 area with 200 hours moving average. If we hold above it, it's an intraday still an upside. It can continue higher. If we break below that, intraday short may come, but nothing more than that right now. Just trade it only intraday. I do see that we have intraday started to form these lower highs as well. I get it. And intradays at these levels, those cool offs are coming. You can trade those as cool offs, but overall structure though, that's why saying that only trade when you have intraday weakness happening, but overall structure is either swing or still in the uh, um, bullish structure or distribution phase. It's better to stay with the structure that it is in, and just stay with that structure on the intraday at least. So you can see you're still better off trading the pullbacks to the upside. And if we crack below this blue box area with 20 days moving average, as we get closer and closer to 20 days moving average, 200 hours moving average, this blue box, and that's when it's just better to just continue to the upside. But this is something you can also see. Let's say if the support happens at 200 hours moving average, because it's coming very steep as well, so just keep that in mind. And if support happens around $245 area, you can take partial profits when we get back to this overhead trend line. And if we get out of it, guys, yeah, then it's just a continuation to the upside. So trade intraday only. Distribution phases are the times to trade intraday. I like to still stay with the overall structure that in this case is still bullish. So for me, better plays are let the pullback happens closer to these areas or these significant levels when I'm seeing the confirmation of the strong buy happening, then just play it back again to the upside. That's my way of trading. And yeah, because your better likelihood is just to trade upside. And if we lose this eventually 200 hours moving average and we continue to reject this trend line and crack below, then downside. There's a possibility that if tomorrow, let's say we find support at 200 hours moving average, goes up but starts to reject underneath of this trend line, take partial profits here or all the profits here. And if it start to come back down and then lose 245 and 200 hours moving average, that's another play of the short. It's not going to happen tomorrow though, like going up and then also breaking down. It's going to happen one or thing or the other. Either it's just going to break tomorrow around 245 and then we are seeing how low it goes, but you are still better off staying with the overall structure, which is still bullish technically, and let this pullback happen. See when the wicks are forming, consolidations, double bottom pivots are forming. Everything around 245 is the level you are watching, and then overhead trend line you can be watching for any continuation to the upside if we break out of it or we resist there. All right, so that's something to watch. So that's pretty much, guys, Tesla. There's nothing complicated on this today. If we go to the 5 minutes interval, and yeah, we went up, then we sold off, and pretty much that's what was it. But the good thing is that we are holding these areas of support still, right, as I just showed you on hourly interval. On intraday, for some extra confirmations, let's say Tesla doesn't slip below, stays up here, and as soon as if even gets above $250, some of the levels will also show up tomorrow, but as soon as even we get above 250, right up from here without going further lower, that can still just continue higher. Just keep watching that trend line to the upside. You need to take some partial profits there, and if we get out of it, then it can just continue higher as well there. So let's take a look at on the weekly interval how Tesla is looking like there. And yeah, let's get there. So okay, this week is looking red, but that's fine. And you can see it's apparent here that, you know, this is the little bit of a, you know, sell-off zone forming, which is fine, right? But what are the big explosive move levels to the upside? So well, if Tesla, let's say, closes this week already above 252 or around 261, we are already in the bullish structure, right? I mean, we will still be in the bullish structure even if this cool off happens much more. But if we want to see that, you know, as I said, what will be the strong continuation moves to the upside? How can it turn into another just uptrend, right? Well, for that, Tesla, as you know, needs to start to close days above 260. If Tesla can start to close days and bodies above 260, this will, because yes, this will technically starts to hold as a pivot. You can still see it is holding as a pivot, The only thing it's in the distribution phase, and this is a higher pivot in an uptrend. The only reason I'm saying it's in the distribution phase because at the same time we have a lower pivot, right? So, and that's why it's turning into a distribution phase and up here, but distribution phase hasn't confirmed yet. All right, so you can just take it as a triangle or whatnot, but yeah, something along those lines is not going to be perfect, but just saying that something along this line. And so right, intraday, that's why I'm saying trade only intraday, but since the preceding or current structure is bullish and preceding structure is also bullish, the priority has to be given to the bullish structure, and accordingly trades should be taken with that premises or that thesis, right? All right, so guys, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll be doing text talks with, and that's where I will talk about SPY and QQQ as well. But just to show you that SPY, quite a red deep sell-off, left the gap to the upside. Is it fully bullish? Structure is, well, is it bearish? Structure is not fully bearish yet though, but it will most likely, it can start turning around bearish, but I'll talk about it when I do this SPY video later today. And then QQQ has already broken the structure, but I'll talk about it with text talks as well today. But anyways, and then NVIDIA and semiconductors video, another video will be coming out. I did one in the morning already, but another video will be coming out. All right, guys, that's it for this video. And if you found it helpful, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next videos. Bye.